This is GAMchat. My name is Greg.
I'm McCoy.
And I'm D.
We're three Filipino gay guys trying to make sense of anything and everything in the world today. Welcome to our podcast. This is our queries episode. Since we started this podcast, we have received inquiries via social media, email, and any way you can get a hold of us. So we are answering your questions in this segment called
You
Got Queeries. So not the best, but you get the point. We are answering your inquiries on this episode. So McCoy, give us some inquiries.
Okay,
That's kind of a cute name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Inquiries.
It's not kink queries. It's inquiries. So
Like you say
kink. No.
Kink?
Kink queries?
Kink queers? Okay, maybe that's just a teaser for people listening, okay? Wait till the end, all right?
Okay,
So what's the first question?
Yeah, let's just jump in there. So question 1 came from a same-sex couple in Canada, but they're in a long-distance relationship and they have their own podcast too. The podcast is titled Earl and Ann Things. Pretty good podcast, actually. So the question is, how did you start your podcast? I kind of understand that as maybe why did you start your podcast?
Okay, because I was going through we literally hit record.
This is what we did.
First we got the liquor, and then it's like, are you ready? Record. That's my answer. Liquor.
Everything starts with a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are drinking. Wait, let me drink.
Wait, so the question is, how did we start our podcast?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're not talking about like the technical side, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking, why did we start a podcast?
I think it was, didn't we have like a conversation once where we were just like...
No, I remember this vividly because I got scared when it happened. You guys, we were texting and I was suggesting Today Explained by Vox, a podcast I listen to. And Dee said something to the effect of like, I wish there was a podcast that we could completely relate to. And Greg said something like, we should start our own. And I stayed quiet on that text.
But see,
I was like,
oh
shit.
You should already know that every time that happens, we get in trouble.
So it started from there and it just snowballed. And I was quiet for a little bit because I was so scared. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah, it was those 3 dots on your iPhone that keeps going like... and it's like, McCoy, are you there?
It's like malfunction. It's like,
and I was thinking, maybe if I don't say anything, it'll just blow
it will
off.
pass.
And yeah, I thought, but no, it didn't. But yeah, so here we are.
So Dee and I, we used to have this Filipino LGBTQ project called the Malign Project. And that was all about giving voice to Filipino Americans in the LGBTQIA community through photography and words. And we haven't done that in years. Mm-hmm. So when this started percolating, I was just like, and it's also, I think it was also because of the frustration of not being able to speak during COVID.
Yeah.
And during all this social unrest and everything that was going on in the world. And so I was like, oh yeah, since you guys brought it up, I mean, why not?
I didn't bring it up. You guys brought it up.
I mean, I've gotten used to it. That's how Greg kind of like reels me in like projects that he just has in mind. I think that's how we took over, like, we started like putting back together Barangay Los Angeles as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
So when that happened, it was like, well, why don't we do it? I'm like, fuck.
No, the next day, Greg sent a text, I'm serious about this, guys. And I said, I knew it.
And so what we did was like, this is the funny, but this is how we started. So 3 of us got on Google Chat, right?
Yeah.
It was Google Chat or whatever we used.
It's Hangouts or something, yeah.
So McCoy and Dee, you thought that we were just going to converse about it. And then I was like, fuck it, let's do an episode right now. And then you guys were all in shock. You're like, oh, what? And then so we actually did an episode. We recorded an episode right then and there. You know, sometimes it's just about doing it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
and
right.
The sooner you get to do it and mess up and fix it, the faster you'll be along versus talking about ideas over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like just like, fuck it, just do it. And then it will all happen.
Yeah, that's been my mantra lately. It's like, fuck it, why not do it?
Yeah, and that first episode kind of pushed us, when we listened to it again, it pushed us to come up with an outline so it's organized, like our thoughts are organized and we're not just rambling on.
Well, the first reaction was like, that's our voices. We have to listen to our voices for like An hour? This
Wait,
is a nightmare.
Okay, but see, you guys are okay because you get to listen to the final product. My ass have to listen to it, editing and scrubbing, and I mean, not gonna lie, when it comes to mine, I'm like paying really close attention to how I'm like, oh, did I say something stupid? Let me go ahead and clean it up. But
I know that. So D, you're the one who edits everything, and I could tell that you leave all my crappy dialogue in there. I'm like, sound like a dumbass, and you're like, I have to give you all these notes. I'm like, take this out. Take this out.
I give you the chance to review it and make notes. That's the due diligence.
That is true. That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Here's like a little insider thing was like, so when you first did our beta test podcast episode, our very first one, it was actually McCoy and I were like the main talking ones speaking, and D was playing this like half foot in, half foot out kind of producer
like a fact checker
role.
Yeah,
kind of like a fact checker. But I mean, it's 2020. Like, who does facts anymore, right? So I'm kidding. We should do facts. Seriously, facts are very, very important. And then so when we're listening to it, I remember thinking, D, you have so much great insight and thoughts about all the topics we're talking about. So then it was like, D, is it okay? Why don't you just be like fully immersed in the podcast versus being a producer? And then we became the three amigos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is that racist? Three amigos? I can say three amigos.
Well, we were colonized by Spain. We were colonized.
So we can use some Spanish words in it.
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
We're colonized.
I mean, I'm opinionated as hell to begin with, so I was like, it was like when we were recording that first one, I was like, oh, I wish someone said this, because then it would have been like, pretty much. I'm like, fuck it. That's how I roll now. It's like, fuck it. Apologize later. Do it now.
I guess that's how we started. Very simply.
Yeah.
On the technical side, I mean, since we're not seeing each other in person, so everything is through like a video chat. We do that, and then everyone has their own microphone that they plug into their computer, and that's how we record it. And then we all send it to D, and D makes it bling. Can we say bling? Do people say bling?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's like 10
I
years ago.
I wasn't around yet when that was like the
whatever. YOLO.
But I do want to say, when people ask me what's the podcast about, I always have trouble explaining it because I feel like my own insecurity. I feel like people don't really want to hear what I have to say. So that's why I have trouble trying to explain it. I always feel like foolish when I try because it's never consistent. My answer is never consistent when I try to explain as to why we're doing this.
So it was interesting that you bring this up because it made me think. I was hanging out with this punk band like last year, this queer punk band, and one of the lead singers she's Pinay in the band with her wife, and we're talking about social media and got in this conversation, a really good conversation about like content, and she's like we're talking about all the douchebags are on on social media and they're putting out their stories, their douchey stories. And I told them, I was like, you know what, if you have something to share and their intentions are good, you should share it, and that way it'll counter all the douchebags. Sorry, I don't know.
Sorry, we're drinking. We're drinking right now.
Yeah,
we're not gonna lie.
Okay, I was about to say douchebags and a-holes, to counter that. Yeah. And so that's, I think, one of my own reasons why it's like, if our intentions of creating this podcast is good, it's to just create conversation.
Yeah. Actually, I was tweeting with someone the other day, Juntahan Nights, also another podcast in the Philippines, and she tweeted
Wait, sorry. Is that one of the Filipino words of the day?
No, are we going to have one?
No.
Is that actually a Filipino word of the day? Well, no, but you said it like it's a Filipino word of the day. I was like, yeah.
No, that's the title of Jelly's podcast. And
what does it mean?
Juntahan, I think it's a term they use in her province or where her family comes from, that means just talking, like not gossiping.
Oh, that's like that.
Just like storytelling
it's
or something
pretty,
like that.
I like that
Yeah,
word.
Juntahan Nights. So
Juntahan
Nights.
Well, Greg, the second part is nights, like English nights, like.
Oh,
Juntahan.
Okay, we'll just
we'll go back. Yeah.
So the tweet says, it's like a response to what I said. She said, yes, we didn't become content creators just for shit and giggles. We just want to share our stories and our points of views, and hopefully in those discussions they'll see themselves, and we'll have less judgment, right? She said saya kaya maging free and at peace. Do you have that?
Like, isn't it much better to be happy and free? Yeah, like
Yeah, there you go. So to me, it's like, oh my god, how come it doesn't sound that good when I say it? Because that's exactly what I
Yeah.
always want to tell people. It's like I want to share stories, and hopefully someone will hear it, and
be able to relate.
there you go. And if I can just help one person, I'm fine. But I just I
Yeah.
could never form my words, just like now I can't.
Yeah, if we've helped you guys in any way, my Venmo is at DTUAZON.
And if you're in the Philippines, we have GCash.
Oh, what? Okay, I'm not going to do what Gcash is. That sounds kind of sexy, actually.
So, next question, McCoy. What do we have next?
So the next question was sent via Anchor by City Boy. He has his own podcast, The Stories I Wish You Heard. I became a listener because he's a great storyteller, and that's how we met. So let's take a listen.
Hey GAMchat, I remember you guys were talking about finding guys online in the AOL era, and a lot has changed since then. And these days, if there's an itch to scratch, there's most likely going to be an app for that. So the ways that people find each other and connect have changed so much. I want to know, is there anything from the AOL or MIRC era that you'd like to come back? Mine would be how you could be chatting with somebody on Yahoo Messenger and they'd say good night or something, and then you get that little pop-up that says they've gone offline. It was such a cute little feeling knowing that you're the last person he spoke with before he went to bed. I doubt the Grindr or Tinder kids would even know what that feeling is like.
Okay, so I'll go first. What would I bring back? Back then when chat rooms were around, I wish we could bring that back. That was kind of fun. When someone comes in, it's like the sound's like a door opening,
Yeah.
and when they leave, it's like a door shutting. So the rush hour for those chat rooms, like Gam, for example, was late afternoon, early evenings, and it just goes on until like midnight or whatever. If you enter late, the chat room can only hold about 30 people.
Oh, I forgot about
Yes.
that feature.
36.
Yeah.
I hated that.
And
I
it won't
hated
it
that.
won't let you in.
So you
and
have
someone,
to sit there and click.
No,
hoping
someone
leaves.
No, someone will create like a Gam 2. I mean, I've done that, and that was like the waiting room. You don't stop trying. So when you finally get in and you hear that door, the door sound, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. That's where the cool kids are in.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I kind of find that kind of triggering for me. It's like the door opens, door closes.
It's literally
I
a virtual waiting outside the club to get
Yes,
in kind of
yes.
shit. And if I look at it now, that shit is traumatizing. That is kind
See,
of
triggering. Yeah, you would bring out. So McCoy, listen, you were the coolest one out of us three, so it's not very fair that.
I've created my Gam 2 as a waiting room, but I never stopped trying. But yeah, I was a constant presence in those chat rooms.
Well, let me ask you this question. So, do you like the the exclusivity? It seems like, or what is it? Or you just like the door opening and closing, like. Wait, that's not a door, right?
well,
Horrible sound effects.
the door
Apologies.
opening.
I'll add the audio.
Okay.
So everyone can be nostalgic about it.
I mean, the door opening was just like, it signaled you entering the cool place to be. So,
And also,
can go-
it prompts people to look on the side, like which bitch entered, like
Yes.
the new one that entered.
yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
That was
remember.
fun. Yeah.
But-
How about you, dude?
Go ahead.
Well, but I remember because we all had like this mutual friend that kind of just like pretty much left it on all day, so he never left the damn room unless he had to
Yes,
restart the
people
computer.
did that.
So it was like
Yeah, people did that. It's so,
So,
annoying. It's like,
yeah.
not people in.
And my thing was just like the trigger for my memory would be just like the sound of the IMs. Like popping in and out,
Yeah.
and then you would have like the private conversation on the side.
Yeah, you're right.
When like you search on the main thing, and then like you do like an actual instant message on the side
Yeah.
when you want to do private stuff. So
That was fun. The new meat, always got a lot of IMs.
oh yeah, and
One
it's
after the
scary.
other. Oh yeah.
It's scary.
I can't believe I just said new meat.
Because
I'm
they
sorry.
they knew where you lived, where you're from, what you like, if you messed around with anyone. So That was some nostalgia.
Okay,
had
well,
about
I
that.
guess I was never new meat because nobody hit me up. So, womp womp womp.
Okay, question number 3.
Well, no, well, here's what I would bring back. God, this is interesting because, like, what would you bring back? And this is a tough one because I think the culture has changed so much.
Yeah.
And if I could bring back the culture,
Oh, yes, definitely.
that would be amazing. But of course, the apps have changed to be monetized, I think, for advertisers and not to be valued as a community in engagement, I would say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there is an app developer out there that somehow could tie in the culture where it's not everyone's intentions is just truly get to know each other.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to bring up, the culture.
Actually, yeah, I'll piggyback on that one. Is that it was really the purpose of like, okay, let me establish like the breaking the ice online and then follow through with meeting in person.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that I missed. It was like, okay, I mean, again, you don't have to meet up just to fuck with anyone, but it was like the intention, like hang out, like get to know them.
Wait,
in
you
a group
said
setting.
fuck with anyone or fuck
Anyone in general. Yeah, fuck that word. Yeah, but like
I guess it can be used in two words,
Yeah.
two ways.
Yes,
It can
yeah.
The word fuck can be used in various ways, and Dee's using it in two different ways.
It depends on your intentions. There you go. But it was that like the icebreaker was online just to get to feel the person, open their profile, like see what color schemes they use, what things they listed in their interests, and then go from there.
Well, actually, you know what? I was just thinking about like when you go into these rooms, these chat rooms, right? Everybody had the same profile, right? Pretty much, unless you had a code to change it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
But pretty much it was the same format.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was down the line.
And that was kind of cool because it kept everyone on
The same level.
on the same
Yeah.
page level, and then they have a photo.
Yeah.
Like you had to read the words first and then ask for the photo.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have to send that privately once you've established a hi, hello, age, sex, location. That's when you're like,
Yeah, that
photo.
was. I think that was kind of cool because she had to read first,
Yeah.
or put letters together to form
Yeah.
words. Because sometimes they were just all slang. So you're like, what? What is that?
I mean, the most you can do was probably change the color, at most. That's it. But other than that, it was like an evened out playing field until pictures were sent, and then that's when you can just be like, okay, I've never received a response back, or like, okay, fine, let's go move forward. So that was like,
And then that's how we started ghosting each other.
yes,
Yes.
You know what? Oh, so I was cleaning out my garage, and I found a piece of paper with AOL screen names written on it from back
oh
in
my
the
god,
day.
you actually wrote it down.
Yeah, I was old school like that.
You have to scan
I
that.
use a number 2 pencil.
We'll post that
gosh,
on our
yeah.
Instagram. Find
Yes,
it.
No, we're
yes.
not posting that. We are not. I'm not gonna out anyone. I believe people's privacy. I'm HIPAA compliant.
Okay.
I hope he answered his question.
Okay. So question number 3 is from his nickname is Dan Dan. Godless Longanisa podcast.
Yay! I love their
Yeah.
podcast.
So what do they say? Atheist Republic's first Philippine podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
So let's see. The question is, what's the kinkiest thing that you've done or was ever suggested by your sexual partner?
Okay, never mind. I take it back. I don't like their podcast. This is too meaty. This
Okay,
question
first
is
of all-
too meaty.
Okay, first of all, let me just for context, because we pre-recorded an episode and I used the words kink and fetish interchangeably. Yeah, and I shouldn't have. So I educated myself. So the difference
So
between
he
kink,
by that he meant he went on the field, and he did like.
I did my
He
research.
he typed in the URL www.porndub.com.
So
That was his research. So McCoy, please enlighten us with your research.
So I got this on Huffington Post. This is according to a sex educator that goes by the moniker Dirty Lola. Not Dirty Lola.
Nanay.
No, not Lola, but Lola. So Lola is dirty.
Wait. I
Yes.
just got a visual. Let me just clean my mind just a little bit. Thank you.
I mean,
All right,
Lolas can
go
be
on.
dirty if they want to be, but you know.
But no, I'd rather not. I know. I'd rather not.
Listen, let me just cleanse my mind, please.
Okay. So she says, or he, I'm not sure. Fetish is heavily tied to having a psychological need for those specific objects or acts in order to experience pleasure and or orgasm, whereas kinks can add to a sexual experience but aren't necessarily needed to achieve sexual release. The second part goes, think of it this way. This is a quote. All fetishes are kinks, but not all kinks are fetishes. What might be a kink for one person, for example, you get turned on by seeing your partner in leather chaps, could be another person's fetish. So I do apologize if I use the words incorrectly. So anyway, let's go to the question. Let's go back to the question. So,
Well, what's the question again? Say again.
what's the kinkiest thing that you've done or was ever suggested by your sexual partner?
Okay, so how visual do you guys want to
I
get?
think we've discussed this before already, right?
No,
Like,
okay. So I'm not gonna go into details with mine because we already recorded something regarding this.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait for that episode to come out. So, what I will say is when I was younger, about 19, I was I was seeing. Who cares? I was hooking up on a regular basis with this old guy who was 30. I was 19 and he was 30. So in my head, I'm like, oh, you're so old but sexy at the same time. So it turns out he's bi. And he asked me to have a threesome with him and his girlfriend. She's also bi and she's very into that. And I said, no thanks. At 19, I was like, no. So he said, well, option B is if we could have a threesome with your friend, Greg, you know this person from Anaheim. And I said, absolutely not. Like, I don't do this with friends. So I shut him down. But at 19, that was the kinkiest thing anyone has ever asked me to do. Of course, I've done other stuff since then, but just wait for the episode.
Yeah, I can't really. Wait. Side note. Text me privately who that was, because we know a lot of people from the OC. So I need to clarify that before.
Greg, you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have his AOL screen.
I think I kind of knew who he might have been.
It's written on that paper I mentioned earlier, so that's why I can't not show it. I'm HIPAA compliant.
I don't know, like kinkiest. I mean, I'm open.
Wait. All right, here, let me help you out with this one, D, because D, what is the kinkiest thing that you have done with your husband?
I think you guys already know, and I don't want to mention
I know.
it exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you should share that. I don't think Amado is gonna like this.
Hey, that's
All right.
implying that was just on him.
How about, before your husband, wink, wink, wink?
I can't also, because then I might get prosecuted for that or something. So I can't really say things. But my mantra is like, go ahead, do it, apologize later. You have to try it once, just so you can know if you like it or not.
You apologize later? Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like breaking and entering from something. Go ahead and do it. If you're not allowed to be there, sorry, but then you've already done what you need to do. You got to try. You can't say no if you have not done it yet.
That's true.
That's my thing.
Wait, I've said no to a lot of stuff and I haven't done them, and that's why I haven't done them, because I said no.
Well, I mean,
That's why you're still at the age of 19 right now.
we have a different moral compass. I guess that's what that is. So,
Well, you know what? Dan's gonna be really disappointed with us. Come on, guys.
I mean, if he really wants to know, we do have an episode that covers that.
Yeah. When I think back, I'm so embarrassed at what I said. Not embarrassed because I'm embarrassed of what I did. I'm not. But the fact that I said it in public, hopefully my mother doesn't listen.
Here's a thought. The idea of kink.
Yeah.
Like, you could consider anything outside of missionary position and doggy style kink,
Yeah.
right?
I think I think the
Oh my
article
God,
did
but
mention
that's
that.
so boring. I mean,
Missionary can be
Wow,
romantic.
Well, no, missionary is actually pretty good because then you could look.
Yeah,
into each
I was gonna
other's
say it's
eyes,
romantic. You're like, they have this connection.
and you spit on his face, and then you're like, just kidding.
but those are the basics, you know what I'm saying? So like
Not the
if
spitting.
if you look at it that way, it's like those are the basics. Anything beyond that is already considered a kink, which is like, I mean, like you're not really setting the bar high. If
That's
anything
true.
outside those two are considered kink.
That's true.
I feel like we should do an episode called just TMI. Too much.
Well, this is kind of TMI.
Where we just
Don't we already have that in our text messages? So that's what's getting a little bit scary to do that, right?
Someone's getting a phone
Oh,
call.
that-
Maybe
that's-
it's the
yeah.
kink police.
The kink police. Well, let me think about this one because I don't want to support Dan of Godless Longanisa because I like Longanisa. Is that like Longanisa? You're talking about?
Yeah.
Longanisa?
Yes, yes, that's like the
Well-
breakfast one.
Well, I don't know if it's longanisa's good, but
I'm sorry, what?
Wait.
Ooh, it's getting hot up in here, McCoy. Let me tell you. All right. So let me think about this. All right. So kink. All right. Now for me, like what is gosh, I have actually a long list and I don't know where to start. I mean,
Oh, sorry. I was clearing my throat. Sorry.
from like, okay, so obviously I do share about a jail incident that I had. So I mean that was nice and smelly. That could be considered that. I'm actually I'm very open.
yeah, you are.
Clearly,
Yes.
very open, and non-judgmental. So that's the most important part about
Yeah.
like kink is for anyone that you could create a safe space for somebody to explore, what their kinks
Yeah.
are. And that's hard to find because a lot of people are judgmental and they'll look at you weird and you're like, ugh, those are not very fun people to be with, right? And I think that, and then I also have to say is that when any kind of kink, you should probably have a safe word. Do you guys have a safe word? Like when it goes too far, you have to say this word and it just stops.
I never got to a point where I needed a safe word, so no. Maybe someday.
Dean?
I don't know. It's been a while. I'll probably just get smacked in the head. I'll probably get smacked in the head if they don't want. If my husband doesn't want me to do
Unicorn.
anything, so it's like.
What would it be? Some Japanese word?
Wait, what was the Portlandia one?
Cacao?
Cacao.
Cacao.
Yes.
Which is a difficult one because you could literally say, it sounds like you're saying ow, like cacao, cacao. Like that hurts. And that's like, is that a safe word or not a safe word, I had a safe word. I forgot what it was, but it was one of those like really off words I wouldn't never say.
Like what?
I can't even remember. Was it, I don't know, like unicorn? I don't know. It was something like that or it was something weird.
Yeah, it has to
That's a
be something that
buzzkill.
you would not say.
Like normally.
Like normally.
Right now, I
yeah.
would say unicorn. Actually, I would say unicorn in certain things. that I
Okay,
do,
no, I
so.
just I need to erase that from my head. I don't know, like
Oh, whatever, dirty Lola. Come on,
exactly, just like
this will be judgment-free zone.
Yeah, we're not judging you, we're just laughing.
So, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's so much. Right, let's go on. So, like, okay, so let's just. So, of course, some leather stuff is fun. Some harnesses are always fun. Some electric shocking is always fun.
Wait, shocking like electricity?
Yeah.
Ah.
You guys ever tried it?
No, I should. You know a place?
Yeah, just go to your bathroom and plug in your hair dryer.
I mean, with the California fires, I don't think you want to do that. So make sure to be safe.
No, but there's actual toys with like little shock.
Yeah.
You plug it in and it goes bzz, bzz, and then kind of, and then you could adjust the intensity of it.
Yeah,
Ah.
And so,
but that's not really electricity. It's more of like a shock. Like it's kind of like vibration or
no,
something.
it's actually kind of cool. No, you'll see like the little
the spark, like as if the
color.
lighter.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as
That's like not every day, but
And again, as long as not like a fire hazard, like a gender reveal party or something, go for it. That's my
a
thing.
gender reveal party. Yeah, that we're not doing gender reveal parties. Definitely not. They're dangerous and
And no one cares about your baby's genitals. There you go.
well, yeah, and that person should just that baby should decide later on
Yeah.
what their gender is. Let's be honest. You never know. I'm sorry. What are we talking about here?
We were
Kink?
trying to be
Kinks.
messy, yeah. I mean, if I was to give one, it would be just like that almost getting caught kind of act.
Oh,
That's my
that.
thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Which I've discussed on that episode that we recorded. So just a preview for that.
Okay, speaking of getting caught, disclaimer to my family and my friends, I'm about to talk about something very sexually explicit. So, I went to a sex club with someone I just met, and we kind of did it while people were watching. Oh my god! Yeah, it was fun.
But see, isn't that before it was one worry that we had
Yeah.
if you were to do that was just like, oh my god, people are gonna see me. In today's time.
Well, it wasn't like out in public. It
No,
was
no,
like
no, no,
a
no, yeah, no, that was
specific
like
place.
people who's inside that place are gonna see me. But what's scary now is that I don't think you'd have the same, or you'd have the same discretion as you didn't have before. Would be like, oh my god, someone has their phone, it's gonna record it, it's gonna get out.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think of that.
So now
So
that's
there
the
might be
thing
a
that you
video floating around.
Because then when you're applying for so and so and so in this position, there's like, oh, there's McCoy.
Well, I was in that position, so
Yeah.
I applied for that
You
position.
applied.
It was a missionary, not missionary at all.
Well, my mission was accomplished. So.
You know, when they say the word Bastos, is that like what does that mean?
Nasty.
No,
Does that apply to kink, or is that something different?
it depends on the context, because it could also mean rude, like you're being rude to your Lola, to your Lola.
Why do we keep bringing up Lola? At least we're out of this, please.
That's the dirty Lola. Oh my god.
If you're
see,
being
this
rude,
is-
if you say something rude to a dirty Lola, you could be considered Bastos. But if you say something very sexually inappropriate, that's also Bastos. But sometimes I want to be Bastos.
Okay,
I'm sorry, it's the alcohol.
it's the wine. We're the winos
Yes.
tonight. So let me ask you this question. Okay, so obviously we're not gonna get that specific. So the kink, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts if someone says I'm into kink? Like, what do you say to them?
It depends on what. Well, my thing is I don't like pain. I don't like needles. So there are certain lines I will never cross. Maybe a little whipping here and there might do me some good, but no needles, no nothing like that. So no. There's some lines I will.
Yeah.
See, what's your line?
Again, yeah, that's my line is safety. So it's just safety. That's my main concern. And once we've crossed that out, then I'm down to try whatever. I mean, again, you have to try it. You can't knock it down until you try it.
Yeah. Well, also my other line is no bodily waste. Yeah.
Golden showers?
Well, I think that may be acceptable in certain instances, but the other, like the number two, no.
Like two girls in a
So you mean
cup.
scat? They call
Yeah,
it
no,
scat.
I cannot.
Oh my god, two girls in a cup. Don't-
Oh, okay, I was going to the extreme. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
see,
that's,
see how
Now we know where your boundaries are.
exactly. See that sets my like of how far I'm able to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I went to a groping bar. Have you guys been to one? They don't have them anymore.
Oh, what? I would have loved that.
Wait, is that an actual specific bar that's dedicated to that, or isn't that like any damn bar that we go
That
to?
is actually true. No, but this place was like in Silver Lake. It's already closed down, but it was known to be a groping bar. And what a groping bar is that you go to this place and you know you get groped. So and some people are into that.
Yeah, some.
So you go to the bar and it's just like, so it's not for everybody. And I wouldn't suggest anyone to go if you're not into that. And then, so I remember when I was totally wasted and I was with some friends and there's a guy who was giving spanks, spanking.
Oh, I thought like, oh my god, my head
Not
went to like, my head went to like, fuck, I have to go to a wedding. Shit, I have to wear Spanx. Oh my god.
that'll be. I'm sure there's a kink for that too, spanks. No, this guy would do like spanking. So you'd bend over on his lap and he would spank you. And I was totally wasted. And I was like, yeah. And it was, what number do you want? I'm like, number? I was like, I didn't know there was a number. And this is something really good to know.
Oh, so like pain tolerance wise, like
Pain
oh,
tolerance,
that's
yes.
cool. Yeah.
And so it was 1 to 10. I was like, oh yeah, give me a 1. I'm like, oh, no,
One is
not 2.
nothing.
3. No. But no, I tried his number 5 and I had tears in my eyes.
Oh.
Okay,
I'll probably
I
do
don't
5.
mean to ruin Christmas for anyone, but I would capitalize on this. I completely like picture like Santa Claus line, like the elf is there, like, okay, so you're next. What pain tolerance do you want? 1 to 10. I was like, okay, Santa, he's next, and you know it's like, come on, efficiency. We
You
know,
know
right?
what?
Right?
Role play is fun.
And efficiency. It's
Safe
like, you know,
role play.
everyone's
I'm with you on
standing
that.
in line.
Yes.
You know, like it's like the next person, okay, he wants 5. You know, like, get it going. More people will be satisfied. And
Yeah.
everyone come in.
Wait. In an adult setting where they're all adults.
Exactly. You know what? I'm sorry.
Not where like where parents take their bad kids.
After this episode, I am going to go online, like, trademark that. And then once COVID is done, I will send you guys the flyer. Like, hey, I have a new business.
Yes,
venture.
my
So
number-
just like a Santa.
Yeah, my number will be 5.
So watch out for that. Once COVID is done, I will capitalize on that that concept.
Good concept. I get it. I'm with it. I'm with it. And know your numbers. Walk away knowing your number.
Yes.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, and you know what? Not to digress, but have that number in mind already. Don't be that asshole in Starbucks who like decided to order who decides to figure out what he wants to order when he's
Yeah.
at the counter already. You had 10 minutes. Decide what you want. You've seen everyone else do their thing. So by the time you get in the front, know your number. You know, again, it's efficiency. That's what we want.
Wow, you're taking
Right?
all the fun into kink.
Hey,
Oh, efficiency.
I'm monetizing this. I gotta. That's what we gotta do.
Oh, wait. Now we know who the Dom is in
Oh.
this versus the sub. D, you're definitely a Dom. McCoy, D, are you Dom or sub?
Depends on who I'm with.
Does everybody know what a dominant sub is?
I know.
Dominant, submissive. Some people like to play in those roles. Ew, why are you saying it like that, McCoy? It's grossing me out. yeah, I know what that is.
It's the wine, I swear, I promise. I'm usually not like this.
Yeah, you actually are.
Okay.
So on that note, I think that wraps it up for this time. We are getting more and more questions, so we definitely have to do another queries episode. What do you say, guys?
Oh,
Was this fun or
definitely.
what?
Yeah. That was fun. Yes.
It's more relaxed.
Yeah.
And I love hearing everyone ask us questions. So
And I feel like I could be more drunk than the regular episodes because I don't have to think as hard.
Yeah, I was going to say something to that, but I'm not going to say it. All right. So watch out for our next queries episode. We'll be posting up soon. In the meantime, send us your questions and your thoughts and some topics that you want us to discuss, or if you need advice. Hey, we're here for that. We've all made so many mistakes, and it's great to answer what we can answer. And you can reach us at
On social media, we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at GAMchat Podcast, and also Anchor. You guys can leave a message.
yes, and you can email us at gamchatpodcast@gmail.com, and please don't forget to rate us on Apple Podcasts. Hit that 5 stars, even if you don't think it's 5 stars. Just give it. Come on, we're in quarantine, and it's 2020. You gotta be nice. If you hate it, 5 stars. Then type in why you don't like it, and then we'll ignore it, and we'll still take it as a compliment.
Thanks, D. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.